Okay, this is going to be my literacy narrative, and I'm just gonna read it how it is. So, for as long as I can remember, I had stories flowing through my mind. Whether it was something I made up or a book I remembered reading, I was in love with fairy tales and romantic love stories. They fascinated my budding mind, and at a young age, I dreamed of being an author. I wanted the words I wrote to mean something to people as they had to me, so when I was in fourth grade, I had begun to write a novel. I remember it being very bad and very grammatically incorrect, but I worked on that thing tirelessly after school. I worked on this book for a couple of months before my 10-year-old mind became encaptured in something else, and that project was forgotten. From then on, I always looked forward to English class. In seventh grade, I even joined Reading Olympics, where we had to read a book a week, and then at the end of the year, all the schools participated in a countywide competition. My passion for writing, poetry, and reading only grew as the years went on. After I'd begun high school, I started feeling very depressed, and I felt like no one could understand what I was going through. When it seemed like there was nothing else I could do to feel better, I wrote. I wrote letters to my best friend. I wrote poems about how I felt just to feel some relief from the dark thoughts that had plagued my mind. Soon that became my solace. I would write almost every day until I filled my notebook front to back. Every page held my emotions through that 3-year span. Usually, I don't like to share my writing with people. It was very personal to me, and despite always being extremely self-conscious of showing my work, at the same time, I wanted my writing to be read by people and appreciated. This is when the perfect opportunity fell into my lap. My high school comes out with a Valley Labyrinth every year, which is a collection of artwork, poems, short stories, and really anything else anyone would like to submit. The beauty of this book is you're allowed to submit anonymously. In my junior year, I worked up the courage to submit 3 of my poems to the librarians who ran the book. I swear my hand shook as I handed her the loose leaf, but nonetheless, I had done it, and that in itself was an accomplishment. A few months later, when the book was finally published, I went straight to the library and grabbed one. I found all my poems had made the cut, and I was ecstatic. That day in class, everyone was taking time to read through them and pointing out their favorites. I wondered if anyone was reading what I had written. My friend comes over to me and she shows me a poem and says, "This one was really special. You need to read it." I look down, and oddly enough, it's my own words that are looking back up at me. I was silent as an odd emotion washed over me. It felt like acceptance. Not only had people read my work, but they had related to it. This also showed me that I had power through these words. Just as the authors of my childhood inspired me, I had the same opportunity. That day, I learned everyone possesses the ability to influence through their writing. Today, as a college student, this lesson is still important to me. I used to be that scared girl in the back of the class, but I learned speaking and opening up to people can only benefit you in the long run. That's why I encourage more writers to step out of their comfort zone, as I did, and see what the world has to offer for you.